Okay folks, this will be a really challenging one. Size-wise, it's huge and cumbersome, and I don't know how it's going to look on the glass, but it's really big and it's a bit dirty. So I'm just going to quickly, I'll probably have to put the phone down while manoeuvring it up onto the glass. I think we're going to go and make it a negative positive. I think I've already done these. Yeah, I have. Forgetful. Okay, let's see what this is, this rather huge, cumbersome thingamajig. I'll show you. It is a bin sign. The one there in the red, all crumpled up, all deteriorated, is for glass. So it's basically a recycling sign, which is really odd. I found that on the side of the road. I'm just going to put the phone down and put it on the glass. Sorry folks, I have to use both hands, it's that big and heavy, so I'm just going to do that right now. Sorry about the inconvenience. I'm trying to use one hand with a rag because I don't want to get my hands dirty. Shit, that didn't sound too good. I'm just trying to, you can just hear a bit of noise happening. It's not the best. Doesn't sound all that crash. Doesn't sound all that good. It's not an easy piece to kind of like work with, as you can see, or should I say hear. So I'm just going to pick up the phone now that I've manoeuvred it. It's on the glass like so, and we're just going to see what we can do with it. Of course, you can't see the lamp underneath that. Oh, got a bit of hair on the glass. I wonder where that came from. That's not mine. That's one of the things I'm going to hate about this lockdown that Sydney's having, is that you can't get your hair cut. You can't have a hairdresser cut your hair anymore. And if I was living with my mum, she could cut it for me because she used to cut my hair when we were kids. And now it's just, you can't do that. Now that looks interesting, but I would have liked that one to be showing more than this. But that looks really quite interesting. But basically, yeah, it's like we can't get our hair cut now. It's just something we just can't get anymore. It's funny, the things we take for granted, and then when they're gone, you sort of notice it when they're gone. So not having the opportunity to get your hair cut is indeed a bummer. It's a real bummer. So trying to get your hair cut during a lockdown, forget it. But it has to be done, however much this lockdown is a real horrible thing. However, that looks better. I think that's how we want it. I do think we might add a background colour to give it more colour. I think magenta might be the one. But basically it's really, you just don't know what you're missing until you now I've got to work out how to get to just get under here, background colour, switch it on. We want this one, we can just reach the panel. But basically, it's funny how we just take things for granted, folks, until we just can't get access to them. And we've done well as a generation, not avoiding disasters and all that sort of shit, at least in my situation. And now this happens and it just changes the game. Now that looks interesting. I can see this part more. maybe we'll just do a positive image of this. So I'm just going to leave it like that for some reason. So I'm just going to try and tilt under here and see what we can do. Maybe we could change the hue a bit. Maybe the hue could be a little bit different, a bit warmer. Yeah, that looks a little bit not interesting. Looks a bit more warmer. You can see the orange is more warmish. I think this, and the green looks a bit greener than this. I actually think, I don't know, it looks better without the magenta. I don't know how we're going to make this work, folks. I really don't. If I'm going to make a positive version of this, perhaps, like the original. So I'm just going to get under here and try to show you the controls, despite not having much room to show you, folks. Sorry about that. It's a little bit tricky, folks. I think that should be pretty much it, unless we still have the, I think we got rid of the background colour. I do wonder. This user interface is a real pain in the ass, folks. Yeah, that looks interesting. That's our negative and that's our positive, and I like the look of that pretty much. I'm going to remove it now off the glass, so just bear with me, folks. I'll just put the phone down again. I'll just get the rag and pull it off. Goes, and we're just going to put it somewhere. I do think I'm going to keep this. It might be a collectible item one day, so I'm just going to put it down, and I'm just going to now make sure I've got all the settings stuck on the photocopier. And now I'm just picking up the phone, folks, and now we're just going to remove the enlargement, or should I say the reduction. Sorry folks about that. I think that's going to be our master copy for movement. So we're going to make this into an interesting piece, a movement piece. But basically, yeah, we just experimented here. I think it's going to be a collectible piece, this piece of that signage. It would look good in one of those, in a house, to hang on the wall as decoration, like shabby chic. That just because that glass sign, that red sign, is all yucky, it adds to the value, maybe. This looks interesting. It looks a bit minimalist, but I know a lot of people are into minimalism, folks. Just wondering which one we're going to use. We're going to use this one. It looks a bit boring, but I know a lot of people do enjoy minimalist art. They do like the minimalist look. And if that's the case, well, that means it's worth it. That it's not gone to waste. Even though minimalism isn't my cup of tea, it's not exactly what I like as a person. It's not my type of art as a general rule, but I do appreciate that when I do create something that's on the minimalist side, I try not to throw it away and call it a failure. I try to see the positive that someone out there is into that sort of shit, and it's just another extra person in my audience, my overall audience. And that means my work that I don't find appealing doesn't end up, in my mind, being a total write-off or going to waste. Actually, I don't need that. Okay, out it comes. So this will be a little bit on the minimalist side. Anyway, that's come up looking interesting in a minimalist-ish sense. I think now we can call it quits.